Hello Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for Boruto Naruto Next Generations, Chapter 40. When we last left our heroes, Naruto was captured by Jigen, but the gang in Leaf Village didn't quite know that, but they did figure that Naruto had been taken to another dimension, because Kawaki saw Jigen do that. But Shikamaru was very distrustful of Kawaki, and with Naruto gone, his distrust of him was on full display, so he tried to put Kawaki under house arrest, until Kawaki realized he had all the powers of Jigen due to their connection, and was able to use space-time ninjutsu to open a portal to the land where Naruto is. And so Kawaki, Boruto, Sarada, and Mitsuki all went there, where they encountered the Kara member Boro, with the kettle containing Naruto. And that's where we left off in Chapter 39. So let's jump right on into Chapter 40, The Invisible Jutsu. We have a color cover here of Mitsuki and Sarada. It's a pretty good picture of Mitsuki. This picture doesn't have the usual reasons I don't like Ikemoto's depiction of Sarada in the ridiculous high heels that there's no reason a ninja would wear because they're not good for balance and they're loud and they just kind of over-sexualize a 13-year-old girl's legs. But that's not a problem here, but there just seems to be something kind of off with Sarada's face in this picture. So not a big fan of the cover. Mitsuki's fine, though. And anyway, hopefully this means that Sarada and Mitsuki, two characters that have kind of gotten the shaft since the Ao arc ended, like, a year and a half ago, will finally get a bit of time in the limelight, because they are there with Boruto and Kawaki to fight Boro. But before we find that out, we open at Naruto's house as Shikamaru has his guys get rid of the barrier protecting or encasing the house. And Shikamaru thinks to himself, those brats, what do they think they can accomplish by themselves? We don't even know how many enemies there are over there. And he turns to one of his subordinates. We need Sasuke in order to go after Boruto's group. Still no word from him? Master Shikamaru. And another guy comes out to talk to Shikamaru. What is it? I just received a dispatch. Uchiha Sasuke has returned. However, he suffered serious injuries and is currently unconscious. What? Fortunately, the medical unit has already pulled him out of critical condition, but no clues as to who did it to him. We can only wait for him to wake up and tell us. Unbelievable. First Naruto, now Sasuke too. And we see Sakura using her medical ninjutsu on Sasuke. Sasuke! And Shikamaru is getting increasingly angry. Without Sasuke's space-time ninjutsu, we can't go rescue Naruto and the kids. Damn it. You better come back in one piece, Boruto. Speaking of Boruto, we then check in the other dimension, where our four heroes are facing off against Boro, who kind of like looks down, like jokingly on Kawaki. You look well, Kawaki. You can only reach this place via space-time ninjutsu. So how do you get here? Shut up. I'll ask the questions. Where's Lord Seventh? I see your lousy attitude hasn't changed. Not that it bothers me, mind you. Are you deaf? I guess I'll have to ask your corpse. Yeah, that attitude, haha. So it surprises me even more that you, who never wags his tail at anybody, no matter how powerful they are, has warmed up so much to him, and at this point he raises the tea kettle, alerting the gang to who is in there. What? Him? You don't mean... That's right, the Hokage's inside. Not that I have any clue what's going on in there, or whether he's even alive. You! What'd you do to Dad? And Boro just like smirks at him, and throws the kettle at Boruto. And it lands right in front of him. Check for yourself, Uzumaki Boruto. Dad! And he tries to like open the kettle. Damn it, it won't open! How does it work? Sorry, but only Jigen can undo its seal. Oh, and for your information, don't even think about forcing or cracking it open, because I can't guarantee the safety of its contents. So yeah, I'm trying to get a read on Boro as a villain, so that this video is not just a reading. But he's kind of like super confident in his abilities, or in this case really in Jigen's abilities, but he really like... Maybe he'll end up underestimating Boruto and the gang, because we see he's very confident that they pose, like, no threat to him. Which might be a foolish move, given that he did not expect Kawaki to be able to make it to this dimension. So he's clearly already underestimating them. But anyway, we'll see what comes of that. What? And at that point, we see Kawaki's prosthetic arm kind of lights up, or he gets like a reaction from it. I sense Lord Seventh's chakra. He's definitely in here, alive. But what now? Can the four of us do anything? First things first, Kawaki turns back to Sarada. We gotta deal with the enemy in front of us. And they turn back to the hill where Boro was, and he's gone. He disappeared? We fell for it, damn it! He deliberately threw Lord Seventh at us so we take our attention off of him. Gah, he's sly despite how he looks. My bad. And Mitsuki turns back to the group. Be careful, everyone. I sense he's about to attack. And the four of them get into this like four-corner defensive position that reminds me a lot of way back in the Zabuza arc. How Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura did that to Tazuna, and Zabuza popping up right in the middle of them. So we'll see if that's what happens. Yeah, and Mitsuki, he notices something incoming from beneath us. Yep, I was right, or I was kind of right. It's not quite the same thing that Zabuza did, but the vibe is still there. And all of them jump away from where Boro is, lava style, planet branding blast. And the gang all jumps away. We see Sarada has her 3 Tomoe Sharingan now. And as I recall, I'll talk about lava style in a second. By the way, I know that's something to bring up. But anyway, as I recall, she got the 3 Tomoe during the Mitsuki's disappearance arc. And I'm trying to remember if she's used her Sharingan in the manga in, like, since then. And if it was 2 Tomoe then. Either way, she has her 3 Tomoe Sharingan now. Whether that's a result, and whether in manga canon that's a result of the Mitsuki disappearance arc, or it's just like some point in the past. I don't know. I'm gonna go with the Mitsuki arc for now because that makes the most sense to me. Anyway, also, Boro has lava style. So if I recall correctly, the only person we've seen doing lava style is Mei the Mizukage, right? She's 5th Mizukage, if I recall correctly. Yeah, because 4th was the 3-tail host, and then she was 5th, yeah. So that's either ninja tech, because we know they have access to ninja tech, or it means there's some connection between him and the Terumi clan, I think was Mei's clan's name. I don't remember. Anyway, the gang jumps away from the planet branding blast. We see the lava kind of like in the valley where they were, but they're all on a hill now, safe-ish. This liquid, it's acid. All of you, be careful not to touch it. But Kawaki sees that the kettle is like about to get hit by the acid, or is being hit by the acid. And Kawaki thinks back to what Boro said. Don't even think about forcing or cracking it open, because I can't guarantee the safety of its contents. You bastard! And he like opens up his karma, and he steals all the acid away into his karma. He's using the karma. Wow, you can even absorb acid with it? And I'm sure someone's made this joke before, but the karma looks very much like a wind tunnel right now from Inuyasha. With the exception that it's not killing Kawaki like it was Moroku. Anyway, with the acid all gone, Kawaki jumps down to the ravine area and runs up to the kettle, and he examines it. Good, it's not damaged. Gah, he used Lord Seventh as bait, damn it. And he sees a bunch more acid is now, like, flying towards him. Bastard! And Boruto jumps right in front of him and uses his own karma to seal away that acid. Boruto, you alright? And we see that Boro is looking down from above them. And they have noticed him now. And there we have Boruto's karma. Seems Delta was telling the truth after all. You sure sneak around a lot for a big guy, you coward. Come at me then. Or are you just full of hot air? You don't need to ask me twice! And Boruto runs at him. And Boro readies the jutsu. Sarada notices it. Boruto, wait! Don't let him provoke you! But we don't have time to waste. We gotta help Dad. Boruto! And Mitsuki watches the two of them as Boruto readies his Rasengan. Rasengan! And he hit Boro right in this chest. But something seems to be happening to the Rasengan. Is that normal for it? It looks like it's kind of, like, dissipating, which might just be how the Rasengan makes contact with things. Yeah, it does look like Boro is thrown back a good distance. And he, like, kind of bounces off the ground, and he stops as he, like, hits this wall. Alright, I hit him straight on! And we look at him again, and we see the wound that the Rasengan made kind of heals up right away. And Boruto notices that. So that's a Rasengan. It sure packs a punch. Huh? His wound's healed. What regenerative speed! Don't let up, Boruto, and Kawaki, like, just dashes past him. Let's blast him so badly that he can't regenerate fast enough. Okay, bro. And we see that, Boruto's gotten... That's a little closer than I thought Boruto and Kawaki had gotten. Like, I know they're close and all, but I didn't think they were quite at bro status yet. But anyway, Boro makes the same sign he did before he did the regenerative jutsu. He's weaving signs again. And this acid comes for Kawaki's prosthetic arm. But he still kind of brings the arm up to Boro? I'm trying to make out what's going on right there. I'm not sure I can tell. It looks like that's his hand reaching for, like, the torn part of Boro's clothes. But then there's all this stuff? I'm not sure what that is, because if we go back a page... unless that's Kawaki's jutsu, that's making some, like, skin-like things come out of the top part of his arm, which I thought was Garo's jutsu. I remember that being a part in the Garo-Kawaki fight. Actually, no, I think that was Kawaki's jutsu. That's what's going on. Sorry about that. So yeah, anyway, Boro was like Boro was pierced. I'm frustrated that Boro and Boruto have such similar names. But anyway, Boro was pierced by the skin things, and Kawaki kind of retracts them, he lets out even more. I think that I'll just keep on pummeling Boro, and we see Boro's like covered by them, bloodied up. His skin things have created a makeshift hand that have lifted Boro up off the rubble. And slams him into the ground. Boruto! On it! And Boruto readies another Rasengan. Rasen! And right then he stops. He's like, gah! And he like just hits the ground, the jutsu dissipates. Mitsuki looks at him with shock. Sarada, huh? And Boruto kind of like tries to pick himself up off the ground. Damn it! Hey, what happened? Boru! And he feels something else, like something stops Kawaki right then. What the? Can't move? And Sarada calls out to both of them, huh? What's happened to both of you? Heh. That's what you get for charging in recklessly, fools. And we see Boro has this kind of vent-looking thing on, like, this part of his head. And Kawaki looks at him in shock. This dark mist, is it from Boro's ninjutsu? I think the mist might have been there last chapter, but I don't remember seeing it this chapter. But anyway, Kawaki tries to absorb the mist, and nothing happens. Whoa, I can't absorb it? And just then, Boro jumps right out of his little crater place, and kicks Kawaki across the face, sends him flying. Ha! Kawaki! That dark mist, we can't get near him without doing something about it. The signs he's been repeatedly weaving, it's clear he's using some sort of jutsu. Then why can't they absorb it using karma? Especially when they've managed to absorb everything else. And Boro stands over the, like, defeated Kawaki and Boruto. Now then, Boruto, son of Hokage, and Otsutsuki Momoshiki's vessel. I'm happy I got to meet you. I haven't been this happy since Kawaki first showed up. So here's an interesting thing. The connection between Momoshiki and Boruto has been, if not made clear, at least expressed many times already. Just as a result of, like, he got the karma from killing Momoshiki, and everyone's and a lot of Kara, at least, have made that comment. But I think this is the first time Boruto has been called Vessel. Which is, of course, the same thing that Kara has been saying about Kawaki. Which I'm trying to, piece together what that could mean. Because Boruto's clearly not a vessel in the way that Kawaki and Jigen are vessels. Because Kawaki, at the very least, definitely did not kill Ishiki. Which is what Boruto did to Momoshiki. My first thought would be that the karma will allow Momoshiki to be reborn through Boruto. And Boruto would either become the next Momoshiki or have to stop that in some way. That would kind of be the arc of the series from here on out. As we find out more information about vessels. But the fact that they use the same way as Kawaki, who definitely has not killed an Otsutsuki, except Kawaki did get his karma in a more artificial way through the test tubes or whatever. So maybe whoever killed Ishiki initially, a long time ago, we know Ishiki came with Kaguya, which is, of course, tossing out anime canon, but whatever. So maybe someone killed Ishiki right away, really short in this time here. And since then, Ishiki has been attaching himself to vessel after vessel after vessel, over the centuries or millennia or however long it's been, to create a perfect vessel. That might be it. That might be what's going on with Jigen and Kawaki. Ooh, that's one of the things I'm really loving about this series is every chapter there's more information to piece the puzzle together. It's great shit. Anyway, back to the actual storyline. I'm happy I got to meet you. I haven't been this happy since Kawaki first showed up. Momoshiki's vessel? And yeah, so, Boruto had the same question that I had, which also, what was the term that Orochimaru used for Sasuke? Did Orochimaru call Sasuke a vessel? I saw that because I accidentally read ahead in this time limit mention I'll get to now. Thanks to you, the time limit that was urgently pressing on our plans might as well have been lifted. I'm eternally grateful. I'll take you back along with Kawaki and treat you with care. So yeah, we saw with Orochimaru was planning to use Sasuke as a vessel to continue his Live Forever plan. And he talked a lot about time limits during the build-up to Sasuke retrieval. He was running out of time with his current body. Then he got a new body before Sasuke could get there, which gave Naruto a 3-year time limit, going into Shippuden. So, maybe there's a connection there? Possibly? Maybe, we know that Orochimaru spent a lot of time researching jutsu. So, we've talked in previous chapters about the Diamond Byakuyo Steel of 100, I think it's called, that Tsunade and Sakura have, being somehow related to the karma. What if Orochimaru's body stealing is also related to the Otsutskis? I don't know. There's a whole lot to think about going forward. Which is something this arc has been doing really well, being both an engaging storyline and giving so much fodder for, theories. Anyway, what the heck are you going on about? And Mitsuki jumps in, ready to finally join the battle. I've been thinking, we had the cover picture of Sarada and Mitsuki, and they had kind of been sideline characters all chapter. Sarada's clearly planning something to happen later, but finally Mitsuki takes action. Wind style. Breakthrough! And he does this whole, gust of wind that I'm going to guess is blowing the mist away is his plan. And Boro kind of looks at him, and Mitsuki runs up to Boruto. Boruto, are you okay? Mitsuki! And the mist just comes right back in. The dark mist is back? Sorry. You can't get rid of my dark clouds with mere wind. It's already eating away at your body, too. So escape while you can. Mitsuki, child of Orochimaru. Also, Kara clearly knows about Orochimaru, and that he has his own fake child, or his own developed artificial child. And Mitsuki clearly takes note, is probably thinking about what that means, but he runs at Boro, lightning style. Snake lightning! And Boro raises another sign, water style, wall of water, and the lightning snake kind of dissipates on the wall. No it doesn't, actually. It turns into a real snake and comes around and tangles up Boro's hand so he can't do any jutsu. My lightning attack was just a diversion. Not that I really need to explain. Yeah, you're right about that. Completely irrelevant. And Boro does this spin, and because the snakes are connected to Mitsuki, he's also caught up in the spin and is like slammed into the ground by Boro. And Boro is like free of the snake now. But something chomps down on him. The snake is still there, so it's probably the snake. The snake has bitten him in the arm. And we see it's left this mark that's spreading over Boro's arm. I see. Your true aim was this venom, huh? However, and he does another sign, and the venom disappears. He's regenerated again. Being exposed to this dark mist for too long is bad. At this rate, we need to at least get Boruto and Kabuki. I'm only interested in the two vessels, but you'll have to die if you're going to interfere, Mitsuki. And just then we hear this boom on a nearby hill. Huh? And Boro looks over at it as the smoke clears. And it's Sarada, who has who's picked up this gigantic fucking rock. Take this! And she throws it at Boro. And as the dust is kind of clearing of the impact, she picks up Kabuki. Mitsuki, you grab Boruto. Let's retreat. And Boro watches all that happen. And he sees they're gone as the smoke clears. They ran off. Except the Hokage is still in my hands. You'll come back, Kabuki, won't you? And the four of them are now resting away. In a little, like, hidey hole. It's very reminiscent of that moment in the Ao arc when they escaped from Ao the first time before they, thought of a battle strategy to take down Ao. And Kabuki turns to Sarada. Why did you run off? Are you abandoning Lord Seventh? You idiot, Sarada responds to him. We'd have been wiped out if we stayed. Don't misunderstand, okay? I want to rescue Lord Seventh just as badly as you. And I don't plan on tucking my tail and running either. So what now? Do you have a plan? We need to figure out his jutsu first. And to do that, we all have to stop getting ahead of ourselves. The basic tenet of shinobi is teamwork, remember? We three have cell number 7, plus Kabuki makes 4. With the teamwork of our revamped cell number 7, let the counterattack begin. Next chapter hits December 20th. Alright, this was a fun chapter, which can pretty much always be expected from Boruto. The series continues to be fantastic. So yeah, this is a pretty simple fighting chapter. It has a little bit to theorize for the future. It's not, the dense, block of potential lore bits we got last month. But there's still enough to talk about that I've been going on for 23 minutes now. So, a lot here. The fighting is just as good as you kind of always expect from Boruto. A lot of strategy, a lot of interesting bits. One question: has Lava Style always had an acid component? Because that was kind of weird to me. But whatever, it's a really minor thing. So yeah, what all is there to say? Beyond, the only thing to really, think about for the future is things about the vessels that I already kind of brought up. There isn't really a whole lot. I don't think we have a lot of information to theorize on how exactly Boro's regeneration works. We just don't have access to that information yet. But I'm sure there'll be a lot of good information about that when next month's chapter comes out. I'm trying to think what else there is to say. It's a great fighting chapter. Again, a chance that Here's a thought. So we've already had the suggestion that the Byakuyo seal, whatever it's called, is related to karma. This chapter you can get the idea that that Orochimaru's body stealing jutsu is related to what Otsutsuki's do. So we have 2 of the 3 Sanins who have fairly prominent jutsus related to the Otsutsukis. What does Jiraiya have? Will that somehow relate to Koji? It will relate to Koji. We should just accept that. Koji is somehow tied into Jiraiya. I really hope he's not Jiraiya, but at this point I'm fairly convinced he's, like, related to Jiraiya in some way. From the eye marking to the toads, to the other two Sanins apparently having Otsutsuki connections in their jutsu, it would fit for there to be a Jiraiya connection as well. I don't know. But beyond that, this was really just a really good fight chapter. Watching the gang try to come together, their teamwork isn't the best because they never really worked together with Kawaki, but hopefully with a chance to regroup, they'll be able to turn the tables on Boro. So that's all I have for this video. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe or, do whatever makes you happy, And remember, your life is your own, okay? Bye!